Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a farm, late at night, there's this secret meeting brewing, right under the nose of a drunken farmer. We're diving into, well, the explosive first chapter of a source that really ignites a revolutionary idea, where animals decide it's time to chart their own course.
Yeah, and this deep dive, it's really all about pulling out those foundational truths, the characters, these archetypes really, and that powerful spark that sets everything else in motion. Our mission basically is to quickly arm you with the core insights and show why these first moments are just so crucial to everything that happens later.
Absolutely. It's kind of a masterclass in how one single speech can reshape an entire reality. We're going to dig into those key details, the ones that reveal so much more than you might think at first glance. So the stage is set perfectly by the farmer, Mr. Jones. We find him stumbling off to bed, way too drunk to even notice the henhouse pop holes are still open.
Right, lantern swinging, knocks back a final beer, Mrs. Jones already asleep. I mean, it's the perfect storm, the ideal window for what's about to happen.
And that's the cue, isn't it?
Exactly. The second Jones at the bedroom light clicks off, the whole farm is buzzing. Word has spread like wildfire that old Major, the prize boar, had this strange dream he absolutely had to share.
And he's got this reputation.
Oh, absolutely. His reputation precedes him. Every animal on that farm, from the smallest mouse right up to the biggest horse, they felt this pull. They were, and the text says this, quite ready to lose an hour's sleep just to hear what this revered old boar had to say.
So who actually shows up for this secret meeting? The scene in the big barn.
Yeah.
It's quite something. You've got Old Major himself at one end, under a lantern. He's described as a stout, 12 years old, a middle white boar. His show name was Willingdon Beauty. And he has this incredibly wise and benevolent appearance, even with his tushes still there.
And what's really striking right away is the sort of social order that just appears.
Yeah.
Even before the revolution starts, you've got the three dogs, Bluebell, Jesse Pitcher, and then the pigs. Everyone thinks they're the cleverest. They go right to the front. Settle down right in front of Major.
Yeah, and the hens are on the windowsills, pigeons up in the rafters, sheep and cows behind the pigs, chewing their cud. It's almost like a seating chart for the future, isn't it?
It really feels like it. A premonition, perhaps. Then you have the workhorses coming in, Boxer and Clover.
Your Boxer! He's just this absolute giant, nearly 18 hands high, strong as two normal horses. You immediately get this sense of immense power. But then there's that detail about the white stripe down his nose, giving him a somewhat stupid appearance.
That contrast is so telling, isn't it? He's respected by everyone for his steadiness of character and tremendous powers of work. But that simplicity, that hardworking nature, it hints that he's maybe the kind of character who could be, well, profoundly exploited later on.
Right. And Clover.
Clover, she's this stout, motherly mare, maybe middle-aged, hadn't quite got her figure back after her fourth foal, the text says. And she immediately shows this tenderness, making a sort of wall with her leg for these little ducklings who'd lost their mother. She's just pure nurturing, a kind of compassionate bedrock for the whole group.
And as the last few arrive, we get the more, let's say, cynical types. Benjamin the donkey.
Ah, Benjamin, yes.
Oldest animal on the farm and the worst tempered. Apparently never laughs, only makes these cynical remarks like, God gave him a tail for flies, but he'd rather have no tail and no flies. Yet he's devoted to Boxer. They spend Sundays together, quietly. It's an interesting bond.
Benjamin is fascinating. He's kind of the detached intellectual, maybe seeing things but not really getting involved. Perhaps he symbolizes those who see trouble coming but stay passive. And then you've got Molly.
Oh, Molly. The foolish, pretty white mare who pulls Mr. Jones's trap. She comes in, mincing daintily, chewing sugar, trying to get everyone to notice the red ribbons in her mane.
Her vanity, her attachment to these little luxuries, it's pretty clear that's going to clash with the revolutionary ideals, isn't it? And let's not forget the cat. Pure self-interest there. Finds the warmest spot right between Boxer and Clover, just purrs through the whole speech, apparently without listening to a word.
She knows how to work the system already. And what's also interesting is who isn't there? Moses, the tame raven. He's asleep on his perch. When a new vision is being laid out, who shows up and who stays away? That speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It makes you think not just about the active players, but about those who are maybe unaware or just not interested or perhaps even quietly opposed. It sets up a really important dynamic for later.
So everyone's settled. Major clears his throat. He starts by acknowledging his age, says he knows his time is short, and feels it's his duty to pass on the wisdom he's gathered. He says he believes he understands the nature of life on this earth, as well as any animal now living, It's a strong opening, establishes his authority, the urgency.
And cuts right to the chase. Describes the nature of this life of ours for the animals as miserable, laborious, and short. He really pulls no punches. Animals are born, given just enough food to keep them going, worked literally to the last atom of our strength,
Oh,
and then they're slaughtered with hideous cruelty once they stop being useful.
grim.
Incredibly grim. He states it flat out. No animal in England knows the meaning of happiness or leisure after he is a year old. No animal in England is free. The life of an animal is misery and slavery. And the brilliance here, I think, isn't just the starkness of the picture, but how he forces them to ask, why? Is this just how things are? Or is there a specific cause?
And his answer is just thunderous. No, comrades, 1,000 times no. He argues the farm, the land itself, is fertile. It could support so many more animals easily, in comfort and a dignity. The problem, he declares, boils down to one single word: man. Man is the only real enemy we have. Get rid of man, he says, and hunger, overwork. They'd vanish forever.
It's a classic strategy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Identify one external enemy to unite everyone against. He paints man as the ultimate parasite, the only creature that consumes without producing. Man doesn't give milk, doesn't lay eggs, too weak to pull the plow, can't run fast enough to catch rabbits, yet he's lord of all the animals, sets them to work, gives back the absolute bare minimum, keeps the rest for himself.
And he makes it personal, uses those vivid examples. The cow's milk going to humans, not their calves. The hen's eggs sold for Jones's profit. And Clover, those 4 foals she had sold off at a year old. Never saw them again. It's not just theory, it's their lived reality he's describing.
Exactly. And he drives it home by talking about their end, that even these miserable lives are not allowed to reach their natural span. He gives these chilling predictions: the young pigs, the porkers, slaughtered within a year, Boxer. The moment those great muscles lose their power, he'll be sold to the knacker. Even the dogs, when they get old and toothless, they'll be drowned.
It's brutal.
It is. The conclusion is inescapable, as he presents it. All the evils of this life of ours spring from the tyranny of human beings. It's a complete and total indictment. No gray areas.
Which leads right into his call to action.
Precisely. Rebellion. That's the solution. That's the path to becoming rich and free. He urges them, work night and day, body and soul, for the overthrow of unbelievable race. He insists sooner or later justice will be done. It's pure ideological fire.
And along with that call, he starts laying down the rules, the principles for this new society they're going to build, a kind of blueprint.
Exactly. First, this unwavering duty of enmity towards man and all his ways. He warns them, no argument must lead you astray. Man only serves himself, period. Then that very simple, maybe too simple distinction. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. It's unifying, sure, but you can already see potential problems down the line, can't you?
Binary thinking.
Right. And crucially, he warns them, don't become like man. Don't adopt his vices even after you conquer him. No animal must ever live in a house or sleep in a bed or wear clothes or drink alcohol or smoke tobacco or touch money or engage in trade. He's absolutely clear. All the habits of man are evil. It's a vision of, well, almost puritanical purity for this new animal world.
And maybe the most powerful principle, the internal one. And above all, no animal must ever tyrannize over his own kind. He hammers home these core ideas. Weak or strong, clever or simple, we are all brothers. No animal must ever kill any other animal. All animals are equal. I mean, that sounds like utopia, right?
It's a beautiful vision of equality. And almost immediately, there's a little test. 4 big rats creep out. The dogs almost get them. Major calls for silence, puts it to a vote. Are wild creatures like rats comrades? And the vote is yes, by an overwhelming majority, rats are comrades.
But not everyone agrees.
Well, the only dissenters are the 3 dogs and the cat, who it says was afterwards discovered to have voted on both sides.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but it's right there, isn't it? It makes you question how easy it'll be to actually apply these grand principles of equality to everyone in this diverse group. Even at the very start, you see these little cracks, these differing interests.
That cat voting both ways. That's quite a detail, maybe some foreshadowing there. Major then shifts gears, talks about the dream itself, this memory it brought back of an old song his mother used to sing, Beasts of England. He calls it an anthem of hope, of revolution. Says it has a stirring tune, something between Clementine and La Cucaracha.
And even though his voice is hoarse, he sings it. And the lyrics, they're incredibly powerful. They promise this golden future time where tyrant man shall be o'erthrown and England's fields shall be trod by beasts alone. It paints this vivid picture of freedom. No more nose rings, no harnesses, no bits, no spurs, no whips. Just gone.
Liberation.
Total liberation. and abundance, purity. Riches more than mind can picture shall be ours upon that day. England's fields will be brighter, its waters purer, its breezes sweeter, on the day that sets us free. And it ends with this really strong call to action, to sacrifice. For that day we all must labor, though we die before it break. Cows and horses, geese and turkeys, all must toil for freedom's sake. It's designed to stir the soul, absolutely.
And boy, does it work. The animals' reaction is just instant. Total wild excitement. They start singing it themselves, almost before Major had reached the end. Even the, quote, stupidest of them had already picked up the tune. And the clever ones, the pigs and dogs, they knew it by heart in minutes. The whole farm just erupts into Beasts of England in tremendous unison.
They sang it 5 times through.
Oh.
5 times.
Oh.
It just shows the incredible visceral power of having a shared vision, something emotional that unites everyone. It's like the birth cry of a collective identity right there.
But that very fervor, that unity is what brings it to an end.
Exactly. The sheer noise, the uproar of all that singing finally wakes up Mr. Jones. He leaps out of bed instantly thinking, there must be a fox in the yard.
And his reaction is predictable, isn't it? As the ruler facing a disturbance, he grabs the gun, which always stood in a corner of his bedroom, and just fires a charge of number 6 shot into the darkness.
The pellets just hit the barn wall, harmlessly. But the message is loud and clear. The meeting scatters. Immediately, everyone flees back to their own sleeping spot, and the whole farm was asleep in a moment. That dream of revolution, for now, it's just pushed back underground by the old reality, the old power.
What an incredible chapter. Seriously, in just those few pages, you get this whole arc. Oppression, the dream of liberation, the revolutionary vision, all sparked by one speech. So for you listening and diving into this world, this chapter is absolutely foundational. It's where you really see how a powerful idea, when someone gives it voice, can just ignite and spread and bring a whole community together.
And it leaves us with this really compelling question, doesn't it? How easily can a way of life, something so deeply ingrained, actually change? Can one powerful vision, once it's out there, really take root and transform everything overnight? And maybe more importantly, what happens when those pure initial principles, equality, freedom for all, start bumping up against the messy reality of trying to act together and dealing with, external forces like Mr. Jones and his gun? The immediate impact is undeniable, but those long-term questions, that's what really sticks with you.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the very beginning of what is, let's face it, a fascinating and often quite unnerving story. We really hope you'll continue exploring what happens next.